Today, I am so excited because we're going to go on another apartment tour. You really enjoyed my previous one where I showed you where I live. And this time, I'm actually going to my friend Carol's apartment. She's actually agreed to let us up in there. And I am so excited because it is so different from mine. She actually lives in an area that's located about a 5-minute car ride from where I live. And it is a beautiful area. She's got some beautiful views from her apartment. And also what is different from here is that she lives in an apartment complex that's actually much older than mine, about 15 years old. So the building is older, the style is a little bit older, and I think it will give you an opportunity also to explain and answer some of the questions that I had in my previous video. But let's go. The first thing that we can see is that we are amongst a group of tall buildings. So this one has 22 floors and Carol is located on the 14th floor. Because it is a lot busier, it does have 2 lifts that service all the apartments. So let's go up. Up we go, number 14. Okay, here we go. So I'm just coming out onto her floor now, and we've walked into a little foyer area. It's a little bit dark. And this is her hallway. So as we can see, we've got 3 apartments, 1, 2, and 3, and this is Carol's over here. So let's go knock on the door.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much. We are going to film your apartment today. Is that okay?
Let's look around.
I promise not to open any drawers or anything.
Yeah, please. Don't do that.
All right, let's get started. So I'm at the door and I was going to show you this here. So it's just like mine and my apartment. As you've noticed now, it's quite normal for people not to use keys here. The really awesome thing about this one is that it also has a fingerprint access. So I believe that Carol uses a code to get in every day, but you can also register your print. So common all over China. So not just my apartment. And as we're walking in, the first thing I'm going to do is to take off my shoes because that's what you do. Now, Carol doesn't actually store her shoes outside, but as you saw when we walked in, the neighbors do. So a lot of people in my comments said, no, you shouldn't have furniture outside, your shoes should be outside. But I mean, if it's okay for the other local Chinese people, it's okay for me. And as you can see, it's not just my apartment, other people here as well leave their shoes outdoors. And what I wanted to mention, just from the get-go, is that I'm going to put them away just to keep the place tidy. What I wanted to mention from the get-go is that this is a regular suburb. Carol doesn't live in an expat bubble. She doesn't live in a place that's only for people, for foreigners. She lives in an area where there's basically only Chinese people. Carol, how many foreigners do you get to see in your suburb on a day-to-day basis?
My husband and my son.
Her husband and her son,
No,
that's it.
My neighbor is Brazilian too.
Oh, and her neighbor, that's it. So just so that you know, this is where regular Chinese people live. And I will share the price of the apartment with you as well at the end. So shoes are stored and she's got some of this ready for me because it's getting cold here in Hangzhou, and so your feet are going to get cold. So for starters, we've got some furniture to put your shoes away. And what I love about this area so far is that this is inbuilt into the apartment. She didn't have to buy this. This is just part of the apartment. So as you can see, she's got lots of storage room. And straight away, we walk into her living room, which is very spacious. And it has a complete different style to my apartment. Like, it's so, so lovely. I love the lamps, the lights. It's really beautiful. And what is also very different about her apartment to mine is that the majority, actually all of the furniture that you're going to see here was actually included in the actual apartment. So she didn't buy any furniture. This all came with the place, which is awesome for 2 reasons. One is that she didn't have to spend any money, and the place was already set out when she moved in. And secondly, because the day that she does decide to move on, she doesn't have to worry about selling or moving any of this furniture. So she's got a massive L-shaped couch, a huge TV, and the furniture with it. Another couch here. And again, this is something that was lacking in my apartment, which is all the inbuilt cupboards. This place has it. And it's got shelves for displaying lots of stuff. So I think it's really awesome. Now, I will show you the laundry area later because that's going to help me answer a lot of questions that you had on my last video. We're going to walk over to the dining room. This gorgeous table also came with the apartment. And I really love that there's a beautiful arch here going into each area of the house. It has a little character. We've got more furniture here. And as you can see, we've got a gorgeous view on this side. So as I mentioned earlier, Carol is on the 14th floor. And from here, you can see there's a park in the distance and also tons of buildings. You really get the feeling that she lives in a big city. Around my area, it feels a little bit more rural for some reason, but here you just feel like you're right amongst it. Now we're going to go to the kitchen because that's always a fun place to explore. And we've got one of these. You know that I'm a fan of keeping the smells out of the rest of the house. And so in true Chinese nature, there's the door here. And as we come in, we've got a massive 2-door refrigerator. This one also came with the apartment. You didn't have to buy it. Over here, this is very similar to my kitchen in the sense that it's got the 2 cooking plates. It's got an extractor fan. However, what is different is that she's got one of these. These are, I guess, sanitizers. She doesn't actually use it. I did actually open it just to have a little look another time that I was here. But I guess you can just put your dishes and stuff and sanitize them. And this kitchen is a little bit bigger than mine. However, there's really not much counter space for cooking. So I actually asked Carol, how do you cut up all your stuff? Like, where do you do all the prep? Because despite the fact that there's quite a lot of room, there's not much open space. And if you come over to this side, you'll see a few additions that they purchased for their apartment. She's got a microwave and an oven. And over here, she's got her water. So water here in China is not safe to drink, and you can either buy filters that go under the sink. Alternatively, just like I do, we just buy the bottled water and a dispenser. In her case, she's got one on the counter. And over here, she's got another beautiful window with a gorgeous view, which I imagine really helps when you're doing the dishes and you don't want to do it. And she's bought this dish rack as well. And again, there's not a lot of storage when it comes to the kitchen, especially because she does have a lot of appliances that need to be stored away in these areas. So I will show you later where she's storing all her pantry items. And yeah, this is basically it. I would say it's quite a nice, spacious kitchen. She probably just needs a little bit more counter space, but there's lots of light coming in through the windows. And another thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to say is that you got your water heater right here and an extractor fan up here as well. Now let's walk on to this side of the house. Let's walk over to the bedrooms. I'm going to show you the first one, which is Vincent's room. That's Carol's son. He's 4 years old. He's adorable. And he loves firemen and fireman trucks. So I was wowed when I walked into his bedroom and saw this massive truck here. It's so cool. But this is the first bedroom. Again, the furniture, this came with the apartment. You got like a nice, proper, solid bed and bedside table. However, my favorite thing about this room is the fact that there's an inbuilt wardrobe that actually works properly. So, sorry, Carol, I'm opening this, but as you can see, it's got plenty of shelving, it's got drawers, and it's inbuilt. So she didn't have to buy it. Now, if we turn around to this side, I was going to show you the air conditioning unit that also works as a heater. So it's individual units per room. So there's not one central system. And it is an older building as well. So this is one of the remote control ACs. So it's not, I guess it's not connected to the wall. You can't actually change any settings from the wall. And the other lovely thing about this room is that there is more natural light coming in. Carol actually explained to me that there is another bedroom that they thought about using in the apartment. However, they decided that this will be the one for him because during the winter particularly, it gets warmer. The other side of the house, it's colder. So I think she made an excellent choice there. Now let's go on to the next room. And this is the office. Come on in. I love this office. It's so spacious. So she's got a massive inbuilt desk and a computer. Lots of shelving. And over here we've got a day bed. And something that she showed me, I hope it's okay to show them now, is that there's tons of storage down here. So you can actually lift all of that up and you can store stuff under there, which is fantastic. And again, another beautiful window with more views of the town. And another great thing is that if she has any guests, then she's got extra room to accommodate them. And again, there is an AC heater unit in here as well. And what I love that Carol has done here is, excuse me while I get up here, she's set up these security locks. So because she does have a 4-year-old, it will be really unsafe for a child to be able to open this because it would be quite the drop from the window. So she's added this to all the windows just so that Vicente can't actually open them to keep him safe. So that's great because I have noticed there's a lot of differences in apartments. Even within my apartment complex, you might go into one apartment and it doesn't have any safety features. Like for example, in ours, we actually have all the screens on the windows. So you have to be conscious that when you go in, that you have a look and see any potential risks with little children. Now let's come out here. I love the flooring as well. In each room, you've got the wooden flooring, which I'm assuming it's the floating boards, and then we've got tile here. Now, if you follow me down, this is so nice. I need more cupboards in my house. And here, Carol has plenty of choice. So I will only open this one just to show you that this is where she's storing some of her pantry items. So plenty of storage. It is a very spacious house, isn't it? So just for context, you have 2 adults and 1 child living here. I'm going to show you to the second bedroom now. So this bedroom is not currently in use technically. It is basically just an area where she will put in the laundry, just a spare room in case somebody visits. She's got some spare furniture that she didn't want out in the lounge room. Again, inbuilt cupboards, bed, mattress, and well done to her landlord because all the furniture that they've included, it seems to be really good quality. Like it's actually like quite decent furniture, and the mattresses are not the really thin mattresses that we had in ours when we first moved in. We basically had to replace all the mattresses. So it's kind of good to know that if you go looking for an apartment, that you might find landlords that go the extra mile and have nicer furniture, and then you might find other places where they literally just have the bare minimum. So keep this in mind that it will vary from place to place. You can also check out my other video apartment where we visited 6 different apartments and I showed you when we were looking for our apartment, and then you can see the difference there as well. And what I love about this room is that it's got that little nook area there that's actually quite big. You can actually use it to sit down and have a cuppa if you like. And again, more natural light coming in. And look at this light fixture. That is different, like that's really beautiful. All right. And let's look at the first bathroom. So this is Vincent's bathroom. And I love what Carol's done with it because she's added lots of little details, little fun details for him that make the bathroom really, really cute. So it's got the toilet, it's got a shower, and even from here we've got a window with a view. And I like that it's got ventilation, like a really nice window that you can open and shut when needed. And shower-wise, we've got one of these, and then you've got a big rain shower head at the top. Now, what I would find tricky with this particular bathroom, it does have this separation here to keep the water on that side, but I can imagine that on a day-to-day basis, the whole bathroom probably would get wet with children using this. So, despite having a curtain, I think, yeah, Carl would agree that it would end up all wet. And again, we got more cupboard space here. Now, let's show you to the master room. Like, look how nice this room is. Come on in. I think it's a very good size for a master bedroom. It also came with a TV as well. The bed, bedside tables, and all the art that you see up on the walls. It has more storage space here as well. So I would say that for storage space, 10 out of 10. And again, a beautiful nook here with plenty of natural light coming in during the day. So you can really feel the difference in temperature between this room and the one that we were just in. It doesn't sound like a big deal perhaps, but it really is. During the day, you can feel the temperature drop on the other side of the house. I experienced the same in my apartment, so I get how big of a deal it is. And we're going to go on to the ensuite bathroom. The first time that I came here and Carol showed me around, I was so surprised to see this bathroom because it's really different. I definitely did not expect it to look this way. The bathroom we were just in is just your regular bathroom. But this one, we've got all the lights on, yep. As you come in, like it's quite dark, isn't it? This particular bathroom doesn't actually have any windows or anything like that. There's no ventilation or a window to the outside world, so there's no natural light coming in. So if you come in, we've got our sink area here, our vanity, and it's so short. It is incredibly short, but what I do love is all the details on the walls. My apartment in comparison has more of that modern feel. This one has a lot of character. And over here, we've got the shower room. So this one doesn't have a bath, but it's got 2 bathrooms with showers. And something that I need to do that Carol showed me, she sent me the link actually, is that she's got a filter on the shower head. And as you know, we've talked about the water not being safe to drink here. And also a lot of people choose not to wash their hair with the water either because they experience hair loss. So actually I need to get one for myself as well. She doesn't have one in the other bathroom because they use this shower the most. As I mentioned, this one has the glass door. So it's a lot better to use this bathroom, a lot cleaner. But yeah, I think that's really cool. So you can quite easily buy those off Taobao, which is our huge shopping platform here, and you can install it. And just like in the other shower, she's got the massive head at the top. And I love that she's got some shelving that was also included and it matches the rest of the apartment. I quite like that copper look. Then we've got a toilet and a towel rack. And at the top, we've got the fan, which I imagine she's already started to use because the temperature's dropped. So you can turn that on to get rid of the humidity, but you can also turn it on to warm up the bathroom, which you do really need. And she already showed us that she had a wardrobe in the other room, but she actually has more storage space. Just look out for the step here. I found that quite interesting that there's a step here. But as you come in, you've got another room for storage and she's got all their clothes here. We can show them that you've got some shelves there as well. In comparison to our apartment, when we walked into our closet, just off our bedroom, there was literally nothing there. We actually had to buy all the shelves, all the racks. We had to buy everything for it, but this one is well equipped. So I'd love to know what you think so far and how much you think she's paying per month. Do you think she's paying more than I do, less than I do? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments just from what you've seen so far. And that basically marks the 3 bedrooms plus study and 2 bathrooms. Now I want to show you the outside space, also known as the laundry room. So follow me out here. All right, so we've got a set of 2 doors here. We're going to open them wide. Her balcony is very different to mine, so let's check it out. Okay, so she also has a higher washing machine dryer. Difference was that this was included with her apartment. I bought mine. And she's got a sink with storage, and she's got all her products here. And she has a rack that she can pull up and down to make hanging up the washing quite easy. So I don't know if you remember, but I have one as well, and it's one of my favorite features out on the balcony. Something that I love about this balcony is that you can easily treat this space as an indoor space just as much as you can treat it as an outdoor space. So it's surrounded by these windows that you can actually close. So in the middle of winter, when the temperature drops, you can actually close this and you don't have to freeze when you do your laundry. In my case, I don't have that option, and lots of people actually ask me, how do you do your laundry in the middle of winter? So the truth is that I just put on a coat and get out there and get it done. Very often I will bring the washing inside, and I will use an indoor hanger to hang all the washing, because sometimes things just don't dry during the winter when it's really humid. And I will use the dryer, of course, but because we have so many people in our family, and as you can imagine, I have to do a lot of washing, I don't always use the dryer to dry the clothes, because otherwise, I can't get all the washing done. But here, you won't have that problem. You can close it all up and you can hang up your washing. You won't freeze. And I would imagine that she also won't experience the pipes freezing up. Now, it was our first winter here last year, so we're about to go into our second winter in Hangzhou, so we have not experienced frozen pipes. I believe it can happen, but it wasn't that cold last year, to be honest. But we'll see what happened this year, because it's turning out to be a little bit colder than the last season. So if that happens in our apartment, some people have given me some tips on how to deal with that, but otherwise just put on a coat and get it done. And something that it is quite unusual is this here. She also has an outside rack. And if you've seen videos of China, you would have noticed that it's quite common here for people to hang their clothes outside. So yes, we can see our neighbor's underpants down there. So it's quite common to see people's washing hanging outside. So I know that in other countries you have regulations where in apartments you can't hang your washing outside, but here that's not a problem. And the best part, particularly during the winter, is that when the sun is out and bright, you can get it all out here and actually get it dried. So you're not depending so much on your dryer. And over here, I was shocked when she told me this, but even the vacuum was included in her rent, which I think it's hilarious and really awesome. And lastly, you need to check out some of Carol's content. I'll link her channel below. She's been sharing some of her outings when they go out camping for the day. And this is all her equipment that she's using for that, so you should go check that out. All right, so let's talk about the cost of this apartment. So Carol is currently paying 6,000 yuan a month. I will include the conversions on the screen so that you can work that out in your own currency. I would love to hear your thoughts, and thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.